is a fancy turtleneck, and this is a nice belt buckle. I'm dressed up as the Punisher today. I use the belt buckle. It's expensive. So that's that. So this is the wrong piece of paper. I'm gonna grab the right piece of paper. And read y'all the other products. Before I do that, are all the teams present? All close here. Yeah, here. And say what here? It's Sam Charlie. Here. Ricky, and Mr.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, Washington. So, like I said, my name is Daniel Garwood, and I will be your host for tonight. You guys. Support and believe in the rights of our LGBTQ plus community, and we believe every person should have equal access to living their best lives, physically, spiritually, and artistically. We encourage you to be respectful of everyone's identity, and remember that every person on the stage has equal value. At Southern Pride, we judge poems, not people.
That's it.
That's right. Tonight, you will see 4 teams of poets and 4 independent poets from across the country competing for a chance to perform at final stage this Saturday evening for team and indie finals. Judges, we ask that you give the poets your undivided attention. Judges, wave your paddles in here real quick. I hope y'all enjoyed that. In order to do so, we ask that everyone silence your cell phones at this time. Please, everyone, check and silence your cell phones. There's always one person, and I'm going to call you out. I'm going to laugh at you. Yeah. Somebody want to listen. All right. In poetry slam, there's no music. There are no costumes or props, and each poet will be performing original work. Poems may be up to 3 minutes long, but after a 10-second grace period, the performer loses points for going over time. You may see groups of poets performing team pieces. This is normal and encouraged. Some of the poems you will hear will deal with sensitive topics. If at any time you feel that you can step outside, please feel free to do so. This does not include judges. You must stay to accurately for the poem. Again, judges, if you have to leave, please don't. If you want to leave, please stay. If you absolutely have to leave, please let me know. Don't just walk out the door. If somebody else goes up, let me know. Please let me know.
Yeah.
All right. I get a check from all the judges. Check. Cool. Check. All right. Here are your judges. All right, good. Cool. They are sitting in the first 2 rows and are not affiliated with the poet's performance tonight. Judges, let your scores reflect your feelings. The audience will let you know what they think of your thing. Be consistent in your scoring. Don't let the audience sway you. Remember, tonight, you are the experts, right? So that paddle in your hand, in the words of the great Roscoe Burnham, is basically a degree. All right, so
Okay.
you are a specialist, you are a doctorate in poetry tonight. To the audience, your job is to sway the judges because I don't know if they know poems. I ain't gonna hold you. So y'all gotta tell them when something's good.
That's it.
So again, to quote Roscoe Burnham, because he is not here, in the poetry slam, you guys can clap. Y'all clap. I hear I hear I hear I hear woo. Stomp your feet a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So in a poetry slam, as Roscoe Burnham would say, you can do everything you can do in a Baptist church, run around, scream, clap your hands, hallelujah, everything that you can possibly do, you can do that here. Just please don't trip over nothing. We don't got insurance, and I hope you put it like that. So, in conclusion of the bout, slam masters / coaches, please take a moment to sign off on the bout sheet and return your primary authorship form. This will increase efficiency with verifying scores and timely score posting. And that's that part. So, I am going to read off the team names again so you guys can know that everybody is here. First up in the first round, you guys will be hearing from Berber Slack. Slam Charlotte. Then you also hear from Lost Voices. And then then rounding out the night, you will hear from Say What. Our entertainment poets competing tonight is Peter Poet. Okay. So before we get the slam going, well, are y'all ready for a poetry slam? Yeah. We need some.
You did a what?
Can we get a mic check?
Of course, yeah. Well, teams come up and do a mic check. 1 second. Right. No. All right, boys, you guys come check the mics. If you guys have a member of the team, check the mic.
You check.
You do it.
Okay, they do it?
Yeah. We trust you.
Sometimes I do it, sometimes they like to do it themselves. All right, this is what I sound like from here. 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 That's all. This is what I sound like from here. This is what I sound like from here. This is what I sound like from here. You do?
Yeah.
All right. So before we get the slam going, we do need blood. We
Blood.
need a sacrificial poet. This poet is not part of the competition, but will be judged just the same. Judges, you may use this poet's score as your baseline reference for the poems you will judge during the time. And we cannot introduce any of the other poets, but Sacrificial poet coming up is a native of the area, and it's her first time doing a poem. Our Sacrificial poet
This is titled. If you wouldn't mind to give me your time for just a moment, I would like to have a voice for the women without a choice, who are too afraid to be on stage shedding light on the crime that is being committed against us. History has proven that I am a lone wolf crying out into the wilderness. John 1:23. What is it like to be a wolf in the air of sheep? If a man can understand that, then how can he turn the other cheek? On a woman who was made for him, cut from the same cloth, right? This insanity has overcomplicated my mind, driving me to a state of preparation. Preparation for my hide to be stripped from my bleeding flesh as I envision men that we have risen in this world rendered powerless. Our rights to be given away by our sisters and brothers as I sit alone and starve and free to be myself again. How could I possibly be myself in a world that is made to delete me?
Come on.
Deletion of my feminine image as the Taliban forced women to remain hidden under solid black cloth garments disguised as religion. As a woman, I look in this young 2025, these women are still being hung. So I thought, if I stand here for long enough and the lights are bright enough, maybe you can see the reflection of the oceans of emotions that reside inside my mind enough. There might be a possibility that you may decide to have my best interest in mind the next time you see me. Maybe you'll take it a little more easy. It's my night, it's my dream that we wake up in this nightmare we've allowed to ensue. You have no care if it angers me. Our mothers and daughters see that it need not bother you. Shocking. Walking a step in my shoes will never compare to the morning news. A simulation will never dare. So if I so choose to not lose or choose to bear, or you see me alone, fixing my hair, remember, I don't give a shit if the judge would acquit. And I would be crawling up from the pits of hell, slipping on every broken root of my ancestors, condemned by men before me, bones protruding from my bulbous head as I crawl up over my own dead body to a piece of man who called me a bitch. Let me lay in Dante's fiery inferno until the portals of my soul rise to green seas of sorrow. I know that because I let it slide yesterday, that's the reason why I'm not living in it tomorrow. But did you know that two people could be filled with so much hate for our mindset, taking the pieces that were used to craft the bridge you haven't walked across yet, those pieces of you, hardly on a rough track, please shattered in a puddle path. I'm here to take that back. So human man, go ahead and call me a bitch. I'll remember that the next time you're with your clique. It's crazy. The way bad memories stick almost like it's probable, because it is. And it's loud and audible, echoing off the tight-knit box I've imagined alone, repeating back to me everything you deem suitable for ill creatures to hear for decades, for years. That's women hear words that were made to silence us. I find it comical, kind of robust almost. What an ill creature I am for being made just to please you. What an ill idea I have for wanting to be made equal after years and years of us breeding and nurturing the men that you idolize while shitting on your neighbor. If I brought it on myself, why are you standing so guilty? Are you embarrassed? Sounds like the emotion of an inaudible, biologically, diabolical, psychological, yet not methodical, subliminally cynical obstacle.
Where? Keep that applause going for the poet. Most time you will have to write down your score. Audience, remember your job. Judges, scores up. Right. All right, from low to high, we have a 7.5.
Ew.
Then we got an 8.2. Then we have a 9.3. Come back up. Y'all ready to start this poetry slam?
Yeah.
All right. Coming up first in the first round. Verbal slap. Who you sending up?
Let's go, poet.
Word. Come on now. Ball. See you with your little matching outfits.
Do work, poets.
Come on, y'all.
In this corner, left side, poet, pastor, and personal trainer who doesn't preach from the pulpit, but is known for spitting haikus and hymns. And according to him, he's him. In this corner, strong side, educator, activist, international ambassador who lives poems and praise, who fights with his gifts and not his fists. Let's get ready to rumble! Yo, I like your shirt. I love your shirt. Yo, this dude talking about that shirt. Them jeans are fire. Now you got the bread, bacon, and custom kicks. The whole thing of that. You must have a stylist. Brother, you serve the pants in GQ. Your whole style tonight. With the grace of God. Skin glowing, hair flowing, smiling with all your teeth. All right, brothers, that's a close round. I'm gonna give it a tie. They wanted us to custom clash, not get compliments. They wanted reality TV, main event, UFC. Come on. But we want to stereotype us. In this movie, the black guy doesn't die first, or in the middle, or in the end. In fact, the black guy doesn't die at all. We are the heroes. We put the fire. We are the Titans. You will always be on the left side. Strong side. Left side. Strong side. Let's recommend this to society. As if these boys in the hood couldn't speak good to one another. I see your president pushing positivity and make a man feel like keep going. But you believe in God. You stand 10 toes down on principle. You make it easy for your people to believe in you. You set the bar, only to raise it. You're beyond the bar. You're like the bird of the type of ones that loves black women. That's the you'll put it down and come stroke your ego. Chill, cuz. I said ego. All right, fellas, don't let this drive a wedge between us. I want this to go to fairway. Who do you think you're talking to in 360 ways? Let's all around you. Get on them freshly fitted jeans. Get on smile so nice as me. Get on. I can so filthy you clean, boy. Get on. I can so healthy you lean, boy. I'm like a leader in a legend. Go in. You so heaven sent. Go in. You so goddamn emotionally intelligent. Go in. So confident. Accountability on friends. Go in. Come on, he gonna get this work. So people in position, be progressive and powerful. This is what we do. We beat each other up. Black men always fighting. We fight to change lives. We find a way to win. Ain't no drugs. Be a little weed. Believe in each other. Speak like one another. We alive. We living. We're doing everything we can so you understand. We are the American dream. We run out stripes and every star on that damn flag. America can't dream without us. You don't have to raise us to the wind. We hold each other up. We walk side by side, but have each other's backs. We are black men, born, bred, and those who lead one another. We are the Titans. You will always remember.
What say you?
I heard.
Turn it around.
Very good. All right. From low to high, we have an 8.4.
No.
Then we have a 9. Then we have a 9.5. Four is for 25, by the way. 25. Next up, we have Slam Charlotte. Who you spinning up?
Do work boats.
Let's go.
Jonathan Major said,
A great man needs a great woman.
says,
Michelle Obama,
says,
Greta Scott.
asks,
Do you even know who they are? We all have callings to follow, so hold me down like bump. I don't want a ride or die. I need me a backseat angel. Kiss me as I am, parasitic till I'm honey. Blood is thicker than water, so give me your weight and sacrifice. Not just for me, but for my culture, for the world. Your silence saves me, while I'll save the world. Aren't you afraid
Come
of
on.
losing?
Let's go.
My hands can both build and bear. I ain't touched the sky without having a climb first. I had to make me a ladder, and you, darling, are just collateral from the bottom of my heart. I mean, honestly, you are without blame. You casted yourself as supporting savior, turned surprise damsel, and expected this to be painless. Expected me to tightrope a God complex. You didn't think you could hold a star this close and not get burned. You took the whole weight of my glasses and think it would have cost you something. Everything got a price. My fame, your life, all love, all a police report away. You won't know what it's like being this dark and famous. In every universe, I'm the last black man they will marvel at. And in this one, we are responsibly entangled. And my creed is, I can't keep my hands off things worth protecting.
Come on.
Your devotion to me. It's how a woman's love crafts hundreds. I put all my possessions on a mess. And from there, the harder they fall. But can't love comfort all. Don't you get it, sweetheart? There is a blessing in the blood, a blueprint in your bruises. You bend, but don't you dare break. You learn how to scream without a throat, babe. I'm the closest thing you got to an answered prayer. You feed yourself apologies and alibis. You do whatever you gotta do to be with me. Even if God can't forgive me, I know you will.
Jesus. God.
That's just like a black, sorry, a great woman should.
Wow.
Let's go.
Right.
Last score for verbal
They did
silence
that.
is 26.9.
Good job, Colette.
Okay, from low to high, we have an 8.5.
Go!
Then we have an 8.7. Then we have a 9.3.
Okay.
Okay.
Good job, folks.
Good work, Colette.
Coming up next, we have
Just get.
Rubber Slap had a score of a 26.9. Next up, we have Lost Voices. Who you sending up?
I see y'all with your outfits. Looking all tropical and shit. Y'all better.
Say that. Say that.
Say that.
Okay, I see.
I love my kids. They're my kids. Fuck them kids. Don't you, mother? Don't you love your kids? Yeah, but I prefer the art of creating. Love the stroke of a good, strong brush. Now, if I come to canvas, that shit might have been a mistake. I promise. I didn't create these masterpieces on purpose. I'm explaining all this to my homegirl when my second world painted overhears me. Did tears wash the color from his face as he asked the question, do you even like being a mom? I say, son, I like being your mom. But motherhood ain't always power.
That's it.
But come on. With progress.
Come on.
It's mixing tape from earth and bone. It's watching a poem write itself. Real talk. Everyone tells you to wait on motherhood, but they never tell you why. This poem be the why. Me going myself from the more truth and curiosity is why. Me giving up on sleep is why. What's sleep for a kid? Can I borrow the sleep I got before parenthood to use it for today?
Come on.
Girl, imagine. Right when your patience is thin. Motherhood, it's a poop scoop of body food, big, proud, cute, and pissed off. We have the right to be pissed off. Motherhood is understanding that I love my children, but them kids, yo, man, they're walking peachy dish of birds, sitting up their nose bugs, and everybody talking terrible too. 3, 4, and 5s allergic to the word. No, just a breakdown in tantrum. But I get it. Motherhood makes me want to fall out too, especially since your family won't care about you. Girl, did you bring the little cute? Can I hold shit? Hold them now, hold them tomorrow. Hold these niggas for ransom. But what you expect to die? Kids think you were born a mother, but whatever. My daughter's out of twinkles. Oh, yo, my son smells like a wild herd of horses. Don't motherhood say motherhood, it's a busted pipe with barely any energy to flow. It's corrosion, self-care, left unchecked. It's loud weeping screams hidden in my throat. It's like a worn out washer gasket, causing the identity of who I once was to escape smoke. It's a headache confusing problem with the constellation of scripture. Motherhood can be pain, it's suffering. It's a brittle faith that rests over time. It's absorbing the impurities that get trapped in the walls. Come on. Using shattered feelings to keep a roof over their heads. It's a beautiful despair of altering heart. Always remodeling yourself with scraps. Leftover prayers. Hail Mary. Making it look easy. As if you have it all together.
Come on.
Motherhood is the art of crack without breaking. It's taking and taking and taking just to call it mom.
Ladies.
The score for Slam Charlotte was a 26.5.
All right.
Judges.
Good work, Chloe.
From low to high, we had a 9.2, a 9.3, and a 9.4. Rounding out the first round, we had Say What? Who you sending up?
Welcome to America, land of the free, home of the brave.
They say you live in the American dream is hard work and education.
It's not all sandboxes, merry-go-rounds, and monkey bars. Even with policies of no child left behind, it still takes some elbow grease. We teach you a lot like mitosis is the process of cell division.
Slow 10% forming.
Have you ever used that in your 9 to 5?
No, like really. Have y'all ever used it?
We never have, but there is a formula that has a much bigger contribution to the economy.
The school to prison pipeline.
Black people are more likely to become numbers on boards than their white peers, and despite a long-term decline in youth incarceration,
School slides become a slippery slope.
into a pipeline of prison. Your black skin is a walking zero tolerance policy.
Uniformed by whole building to blur child's vision.
They say the kids' speaks, listen, but we turn deaf ears to the needs of the many.
To line our pockets based on unfair policy.
ISS, institution stabilizing students.
No wonder the brain is growing.
Destroying souls slowly. That's the DSS process. Mix that in with the educational system that's failing you, but still push you through the graduation. Call it no child left behind. The fees 9 to 5.
25 life.
We'll get our money's worth from you somehow.
All your products of your environment.
Because America isn't a state, it's a corporation.
Come on.
If you can't pass a reading test,
We'll just plug this magical formula.
why about students that's family? And the next amount of prison beds we'll need for the next 20 years.
And B equals the black mothers crying Nile rivers of tears we couldn't give 2 shits about. After all, you're living the American dream, right? We just didn't tell you if you're black in America, it can be more of a nightmare. School is a playground of prison.
A merry-go-round of bodies, caught up in the revolving door where new strings became rope for swings,
Swung right into a quicksand box of broken homes.
monkey bars, or to the young black boys.
How to get a firm grip on life, cemented in cells of division. So why invest in better education? If you have the right dollar amount, you can invest in some of these private prisons.
For a fraction of minimum wage.
And charging premium dollar. Remember, America isn't a state, it's a corporation. So why invest in your future?
If it ain't broke, then why fix it?
Why change for the better when we're still getting rich off your ignorance?
Y'all better educate.
The score for Lost Voices is a 27.9.
Alright.
What say you? How that? From low to high, we have an 8.7, an 8.8, and a 9.2.
Better. Okay.
We're gonna close out round 1 with Andy call up P the Poet.
Life's been eating my ass up lately. But I feel like it's starting to feel like it. Like I won't be waiting to exhale much longer. The grounding of my root chakra asphyxiated. I couldn't cry if I tried. Life is like a dick in the butt sometimes.
Jesus.
I'm just a girl trying to breathe through it. If pleasure was supposed to be in the pain, the most high had to have a praise king because when hands went up in search of salvation, life was handing out women and razor blades. A sexy little sister hand slicing up a kinky kind of carrot and afterwards made me an offering I could not refuse. A feast, roughly sliced and catered to a few course meals played over time, unlocking all the mysteries to life and me. The eighth wonder of the world waiting to be eaten, prioritized with pertinence, kept cramped, contorted to fit the fantasy jammed and rammed inside margin lines. I make myself bite-sized. appear more appetizing, because maybe life looks a little softer if I behave. Be a good girl, never overcapacitate the plate placed by whoever made the table. Knees weak from being flung around, cascaded canine clinches. Imagine being scarfed down with woofing sounds. The air becomes thick and steamy in the process of being devoured. I've never been so motivated to master the art of powers. Down on my anticipation. I wish I was not giving a fuck, but life likes to entice me with maybes. Tells me I can do it. Put my back into it. Get creative with the passion. Mark a mural of the martyrdom. And lately, the blues in my left eye turned anytime. Paired with a parted posture, bringing at the funk in my right eye, bringing in the finality of my freedom. And life said I should really lean into my agony, embrace the equal opportunity offender, because I'm gonna get this thing regardless. After a long day, what better way to take the load off if not to ejaculate in the safest space imaginable? Just another bystander baffled. That backside don't hit harder than rim view, like Cardi Smith and clapping that cat more than Jesus. Like Trenton Tate.
Come on.
To get to the thing, but fuck it. I guess the best way to get what I want out of life is to be the one doing the bending. Life is like a dick in the butt sometimes. Anybody can get it.
Wow. Okay.
Score for
Breakdown.
was a 26.7. All right.
We're poets.
Let's see about that.
Treatment.
All right, from low to high, we have a 9.4.
Okay.
Okay.
And then a 9.4.
Okay.
And then a 9.4.
All right.
That knocked out our first round. We're gonna start off the second round. Okay, so first team up, Slam Charlotte. Who you set it up?
Let's go. Rule number one. Don't fuck it up. Come on.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go.
Brother. My name is Texas Frank. And I can tell y'all ain't from around these here parts.
Come on.
You see us people up south, we's a quiet folk. We both believe in our agreement and the sanctity of silence. Your skin tone sounds too much like 13th Amendment equality. Like a Mason line sang our tune with reparations, but don't get me wrong. I ain't a racist like my father. I just believe in his good Christian values, the same ones this here country was founded upon. You see, my father, he had this here saying. There's a difference between a dog and a fence, one on a chain. You see, you put him in the fence, he can run around and pretend like he's got a chance of doing somewhere, but if you put him on the chain long enough, he'll even lose his will. There's silence. I say all that just to say this. Just because you're free doesn't mean you're welcome here. All your kind does is vote. Can't you see we've been given your 40 acres and a mule? It has to come from someplace. And what do you think all of this here? We've been growing American pride right here for years. And one thing about pride is it won't let you forget your past. It stays rooted in you. Like a big willow in the middle of your field of dreams. Like with that burying into your family tree. Can't y'all see? Y'all ain't the only ones that found the history hard to digest. Y'all call it strange fruit ale. We just call it a bad harvest. Come on. Freedom, tobacco. Freedom to speak what you dream of, so you can ran on that thought. See? We had to teach you. You get home if you run on the six speech. Y'all had to learn what you was talking to. You have to yes, master in your silence. And I feel like you're out of eye. Because if we think you're talking down, we'll take you back to Memphis, Tennessee, and remind you that niggas from balconies just don't go to your Memphis, the capital of cheese. Then y'all used to bury y'all pharaohs beneath the pyramids. So why y'all came think you can get to the mountaintop. Like you can get to the mountaintop. Don't y'all see the pictures? Y'all took nigger and go right. So that way what we told you. It's what we made you. You see, you will always be America's greatest rock. And we'll be hard for you until you say something about it. So go ahead, boy. Tell me I'm wrong. Now see, Vegas. Right, y'all. 28.2 for either poet.
Bro, look high. We have a 9.2. Okay. We have 9.6. Okay. We have another 9.6. Next up, Lost Voices. Who you sending up?
Right. Let's go do it.
Raise up. Let's go.
One thing, Bill.
Let's go, poets.
Ladies, we have a few questions. What is the bad boy, man, if your dream is constantly making you lose sleep?
Why would you rather go with something that breaks you down instead of one that makes to build you up?
In other words, why would you embrace the wrecking ball and shun the architect? See, you need a man like us. Loving, caring, simple. The truth is, we are simple.
The cream of the crop.
From around to the top, but we'll be there to deposit joy in your life unexpectedly, like a stimulus check. And we got our own theme song. I don't care what they say about me. Ain't gonna get no insults out of me. All the women and bitches you can see. Cause we motherfucking SIMP.
Acting like it's a problem with that shit.
So I'm gonna treat you like Russell Wilson because you deserve a better future. Being a simp only means I prefer to make you my wife and not my baby mama. Being a simp only means I'd rather help you heal than add on to your trauma.
There ain't nothing wrong with you rubbing your feet, kissing your forehead as I hold you.
We trying to give you the Garden of Eden, even though you were cultivated in Chernobyl. If being a simp means being confident in the man that my grandmother raised me to be, I'll be that. It's in the moments I respect him, even when my ego isn't free.
The moments I'm still never call you out your name.
Why is it we use the term simp as if it has a derogatory relation? Simply because the respect I have for a woman goes far beyond my sexual imagination.
Is it because I'd rather touch your mouth before my hands ever touch your body?
Or is it because I listened when you talked about the mental scars your ex left? Since he ain't cared nothing about your emotions, only 22%. I can still be like Keith and make your body sweat. But also, I pay attention.
I once heard we chase the love we think we deserve, so
Maybe the truth is, you don't think you deserve the love that will rather build you up and take it down.
feel no longer for the need for attention from the sheets or temporary intimacy and red sheets.
Honestly, I haven't felt love in a while. I'm done with my shame. I'm trying to walk you down the aisle. So if I'm a simp, I'll be that. The more I say it, the more it fits me, kind of. Being a simp only means I treat you right. So instead of making you my baby mama, I'm gonna make you my wife. I'd rather have you for the rest of my life instead of just for one night. And the funny thing is,
The same one saying,
oh,
the same one that said Russell Wilson was too soft, too
simple. So let me have to embrace a brother like future. So when I'm out in my ride, I'll go on that J. Cole. Why drink dirty Sprite and pop first when you can have raisin and bran in your cereal bowl? And you can sit back and chill while I take time to fold clothes for you.
don't know shit about pedicures without toes for you.
Never been the best fighter, but after Luda twist some simps, I'll definitely go bones for you. Of all the words to describe us, real nigga might not be afraid you think of, but the realest niggas walking aren't afraid they're nigga when they're in love. At the end of the day, one thing's for certain and another is for sure. If I have to choose between being a simp or a man that discredits a woman's well-being, well, the choice is just that damn simple.
Good job, poets.
Score for Slam Charlotte was a 28.4.
Good job, poets.
Judges, what say you about that? Interesting. Okay, from Load High, we had 8.8.
Oh.
Then we have a 9.4.
Okay.
And then we have a 9.5. Coming up next to the stage, say what? Who you sending up?
Let's don't say what.
All right, poets. Y'all look real good.
Keep your shirt on.
The most commonly accepted definition of the word weak is to be of low standard, performing poorly, or liable to break under pressure.
Say another one. We kids, not as your mama jokes. Your mama's so dumb. I told her to the outside. She came out with a boat.
Synonym two. Weak is Marvel's phase 4 in almost every DC live action movie.
Nah, synonym 3. Weak is Drake's knees after the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance.
But when this woman suggests synonym 4, weak is a grown man raising another man's child. It's obvious we don't synonym the same. That's a special person to raise another man's
It's
child.
just a special kind of person to raise your own child. Like, have you ever had a child talk back to you before that lip and all that sass and it ain't even blood?
You have you fighting back words, your tongue playing Street Fighter, roof of your mouth. Even if you give them the world, you do all you can. And they still say, you ain't my daddy. How do?
How you keep showing up? Showing up?
The world sees us as temporary, so the normal we're still here. Like, what's this phase for?
Got womanhood making diss tracks about fatherhood.
It's like your mama got 90 jokes saying,
You so weak. Support that child so long, they might will put you on child support.
You so weak.
you know, the one that showed it to that boy's graduation and you 8, you 10.
You so weak. You chose to kill scary monsters under their bed instead of the demons in your closet. So what does strength look like? Is it nation father? Is it dictator? Then mock dads who stay when the sperm goes digging.
But it takes more strength to stay when they say you don't fit. Especially when the world says you're not the missing jigsaw piece in anyone's problem.
Do I need to try to cue myself just to see how hard I really get it?
We hear the world talk from every direction. We have to ignore it. Reality is, most days we walk around like this.
Do you know how many neck muscles it takes to turn the other cheek?
Still squat, positive on your back, and power two families through these trials. Being a stepdaddy ain't for the weak.
It's for those that understand that fatherhood doesn't need more spotters, it needs more bodybuilders.
And even when they see a bunch of surrogate fathers trying to fill family voids,
We jigsaw ourselves a single parent household bread somewhere. So
Shout out to the mothers that get.
shout out to the fathers that provide.
shout out to daddy dudes without thinking. This is to remaining unbreakable, even when they try to misclash your spirit.
We thought it'll take a village, but it seems she'll rather do it herself.
So to the woman that says a man taking care of another man's child is weak,
Ill.
we are you sitting there for weak.
And
What is your sitting there for strong?
All right, the score for Lost Voices was a 27.7. Judges, what say you about that? Okay, from low to high, we have an 8.9. We We have a 9.0. We have a 9.5.
Good job, folks.
Last up for teams for round 2. Verbal slap. Who you sending up?
Let's go, folks. Let's go, folks. Good work, folks.
Yeah, my old sneaky link hit me up, but I was doing a lot of fucks and pussy to give. I was wondering when and how did I misplace my pussy?
Y'all know pussy. Temperamental and elusive. Mystical exclusive.
Like how could something this powerful be this intoxicating? Y'all know pussy, equating anything fragile to female. Pussy like men prescribe painkillers for procedures we're forced to power through. More liable to get a Percocet for a headache than a hysterectomy. Pussy like can't take a loss, so he hides behind a gun. Except a coward only has the power to take lives. Real pussy's birth gun. Pussy good enough to breathe, but catching a body be her sole burden. Pussy like control kink like no consent. No consent like forced sterilization. Yeah, no pussy. Like some bitches get money just to turn around and use that money to pay for pussy. Sex worker supplies satisfaction demanded by pussies that can't get none. Curiosity killed more than the cats. It killed chivalry. Put your pussy online. I'll be $1,000. Like, Snapchat me that pussy. It goes down in the DM. Like, don't stop. Get it. Like, no, stop. Don't you get it? Pussy like an object. Objectify like go pump that pussy like your mama used to. Object. Like, Your Honor, can't you tell she was asking for it? Y'all know pussy. Like how I used to be for men who just wanted some. Pussy feeling like, I don't know. I guess. Pussy like saying no, it's not me playing hard to get. Pussy like all sex. Pussy like Queen of Sheba. Pussy like white men with so little power they usurp ours. Pussy like rich fetal material, unplanned parenthood can't wait for me to sign off on. Pussy like give me 15 minutes with a Margaret Sanger and a hanger. I'll show her pussy, work the Henrietta Lacks. Pussy like gynecology, male doctors convinced they know my biology. Who needs another body when I've mastered minds? I can't stress this enough. The illest thing a pussy can do is self-govern. Pussy no pussy down to a science. Pussy self-cleanse. Pussy like I dropped my ex. That's why men be the roots of all my ills. Menstruation, menopause, mental breakdown. Pussy be his peace. Pussy be safe space for everyone but himself. Pussy like it takes one to know one. So who are you to claim she only likes pussy because she's never had it home? Pussy like the high horse this pretty pussy sits on. And no, I won't get off, won't settle for less. Pussy be ego death, be crucifixion. Pussy show them God, how grandma's hands perform miracles, giving birth to generations. Pussy be the connection of my divinity, not the end of my physicality. Pussy be she, be her, be we. Pussy be the reason you breathe. So the next time you fix your lips to come at mine, be sure to give thanks before you question your creator.
The score for Say What is a 27.4.
Good job, folks.
What's the score up? All right, that's our score. When I come back, that closes out our second round for Blue Pieces. We're going to call up the Indies. So, coming to the stage, we have Derek Lee.
Word boy.
My brother was a stone cold bully. I was a rag doll for his wrestling moves. He would fold my limbs like laundry. His forearm was my next first introduction to a clothesline. I lost count of the untreated concussions I received from the times he tried to power drive me through the floor. I'm still traumatized from the years that we shared the same bed, the nights he would pass gas and pull the covers over my head. This stench creating a noose around my lungs as I clawed at the covers, gasping for air. The last time I sensed on my brother, he gave me a wedgie from hell by pulling my drawers to the heavens, hooked me on the corner of the door for hours, left me hanging in there. My brother was a villain, but he was also my best friend. Showed me the ropes in this tug of war of finding who I am. He pulled me under his wing, never hesitated to push me out of harm's way. Before I ever wanted to be the Black Panther, I wanted to be my brother. Marvel at how he bore his black skin like a suit of armor. The way he let the flap of his do-rag hang down like a cape. Every day on the basketball court, I witnessed with my own two eyes what it's like to watch a black boy fly, my brother. It's my hero. I've watched him be a light for others, although along this road he had his own dark side to face. But even in his slowest flame, I never saw him lose faith. That's why I worry for my brother. Because if there's anything he taught me about the comics, it's that every Superman has his doomsday. But my brother, when my concept was strong, it's so broken. He would never fix his lips to ask for help. When I would walk into his room and ask him how he's doing, he would say, I'm hanging in there. And I knew it meant he was hanging on by a thread. His mouth remained stitched, eyes embroidered with pain. He'd been hanging in there so long, I watched my brother lose his drive, but I refused to let him release his will to live. Always trying to be the man of steel eventually takes a toll, especially when trying to navigate alone. So I remind him that's what the super friends were for, my brother. On your dark nights, I will be your Batman, yes. We joke about his lack of power, but when it's time to remove the mask and just be human, that's something Bruce can do that Clark did. My brother, I'm here to hold you down. As kids, you were stronger, but we're older now, so yeah, heavy is the head, but little brother's here to help you hold your crown because I'd much rather make room for my brother's burdens than to ever walk into a room and see him hanging in there.
Wow.
The score for a verbal slap was a 29.2. Baptist church, y'all. Baptist church. You can clap your hands, snap your fingers. I hear it. Ooh, one more time. Yeah. All right, judges. What say you?
Job poet.
Hey, from low to high, we had 9.1,
Okay.
Okay.
9.6.
Okay.
Okay. Better.
And then we got a 9.8.
Okay.
All right, we got our next candy coming up. Ricky K.
I see you.
When I was 8, I walked into the therapist's office like I had so many times before. But only this time, instead of playing with the blocks on the floor, I found my mother crying in an adjacent chair. And I was scared. But I really didn't know what to feel when she told me I'd been molested by an older stepbrother as a toddler. But by this age, I did understand that I was supposed to protect my mother from the feelings that bothered her. So I thought of whatever I did feel and acted like nothing bothered him. So when you talk to him, understand there's a sensitivity. I'm sensitive. And I have questions about what it is that we mean when we say what it takes a man, because I don't know if it's sickness that I can sense in this thickness of skin that we build up from the letterbox shown on the floor, because sinew and synapse were serrated in my psyche when another male with some sensuous weight ran sin through my system and saw my nerves. So they knew the penetrations of models of masculinity before they knew how to negotiate the nature of herbs. So I feel the urge to box within it. Sly fox through this Dr. Seuss juice, inspired by abuse, trying to put me in four square corners like it was the booth by the use of schisms and syllogisms in order to portray portraits of protection by the erection of facets of affection. But insensitivity and proclivity will beg this question. If my suggestions and signals subvert my ability to protect me, what makes you think I can save you from self? See, I'm sensitive to these facts. Now rewind, my mind and body recall the time when I couldn't find the words. But the court records will show that my voice was heard. It was only that I could let out some sort of a whine. I didn't possess the vernacular at the time to capture it. Something inside had been fractured. You might say my aperture just wasn't enough or up to snuff. So that's probably why it's tough not to take myself out the pasture. But as a matter of fact, that's probably why Jack became nimble and lyrically quick, and why he spits this sick twisted mix of betwixt mystical slick shit and more flame and flick than his fucking candlestick. Why I'm prone to blurt like a jerk if the dog shit can work, because it helps when there's something inside of me that still hurts. But I'm sensitive, so my mind found ways to make waves with these words that I say, to abstract the perversity, divergent form to attract and warn. Did the master get warned? Well, those are the building blocks by which we build the man box. The sandbox where we play and pour porridge at the table for fables like Goldilocks. But three bears, and with Care Bear stares, could steer me away from peering into the magic mirror where I'm an exaggeration. Like a Cabbage Patch Kid with the callous infatuation and agitation as a messed up adaptation. A Garbage Pail Kid who found my calibration by finding meaning where a man can feel what he wants and wishes. Full darkness in the light that built these pillars of principle. See, he broke the rocks and the blocks that he alone could rest on through these words. Because they say that the spirit speaks in tongues, because the demons can't understand or apprehend the words heard in the language of love. But we can use this as we take off the kid gloves. So being sensitive, the man in me chose to beat that monster, that Mr. Hyde hiding in that freaky closet, to see what he had to say. His name is Ricky K. Sensitive instrument with surgical precision to make incisions in your inner visions and inner dimensions. Chip off the old block of a higher being, seeing things unseen in serene time, means ATA dreams. And with its mic, Ricky K came to slay these portraits that we portray. And chop his workings that we still seem to like to play.
Score for Derek Lee was a 28.5.
Okay.
What say you about that, Lord, about that? I said it. There's always one. All right, from low to high, we have 8.7. 8.8. And then the 9.5.
All right.
Now we are starting our second half. All right, remember, Baptist church, everybody. I go, ooh, snaps. I get some woo. Jesus, take the whip. Coming up, start off this round, we have Lost Voices. So we be standing up. Shake it,
That's my dog. All right now. I see you. I shake you and stir you. I'm telling you that. You know, lay down.
Oh my goodness.
No. Sorry to see you.
As kids, my brother and I wanted to fly. I convinced him that we was birds trapped in a human's body. We used to run while gathering our speed, leaping off the gray dusty porch, hoping and praying to catch the wind. Unfortunately, we could not escape gravity. I looked at him and said with a serious 10-year-old face, "Where have I been hard enough?" So we tried again and again. He told me we needed pixie dust. I guess the kid in him convinced the kid in me that pixie dust was the only way to fly. Told me, did it work for Wendy and Peter? Didn't Peter say that all we needed was faith, trust, and pixie dust? So we tried again and again. Isn't that what every kid wanted to do? To fly, to feel the wind hunger again. 20 years later, my brother stayed in Dublin. I, on the other hand, outgrew the venture, never located to paradise. I mean, pixie dust. He seemed to have found it without me. Okay, convinced himself that he was to jump out of a Google car on the highway. He would perform disappearing acts, trading truth to access another high. And we watch in horror. The weight loss due to using the shakes from having withdrawal. A law court thought more about his fix than allow us to fix him. Failed to take responsibility for his actions, allow me to grow up for myself. He used his pain as an excuse to meditate. Meditate. As if the white mosquito had more cure for his diseases and left him bitten, yearning for a continued itch. He went on binges, so deep into the atmosphere, unable to breathe. He overdosed. We're coming. That's when he lost his shadow. My brother would do anything and everything for pixie dust. Became more Captain Hook than Peter Pan. He could never ever get that high back. Instead, he ransacked his habit into our family. So whenever he could get his hands on to get strung out, our intervention left no invention. He said, "Hey, it doesn't matter." So as a result, this revolving door left me broken. And I pray, that no matter what, I will extend my hand and allow him to come back to me with open arms.
Okay, was a 27.
Still clap for Bubba.
Now, judges, what say you about that? From low to high, we had a 9.2.
Come on.
We got 9.3. Then we got a 9.4. Coming up into the stage. Say what? Who you sending up? Say what?
The day I buried my son, I vowed not to forgive his killer. My forgiveness for holding the weight of my son's death is the longest prayer. Standing at the foot of his grave, wishing he wasn't laying in his casket dead. But life say forgive, but it doesn't ease my pain, nor does it bring back the skill of his smile, his hug that holds me. I'm kind of holding on to the fact that I'm still breathing, that it's not. I feel guilty. I make the get the sound of my son's voice. Maybe that's why I can't hear God to begin a world who knows the name that killed my son. So in my mind, I named him Judas. You betrayed my son, nailed my miracle to the crosshairs of a block on the early Easter morning and left me sick and plain sight a third day of resurrection. How do I forgive you? When my spirit is filled with unforgiveness, God, how did you find forgiveness? How did you know how to give it today and murder your son? How did you forgive me for being unable to being self-righteous in my malice, stepping in my judgment, and if my sins in the left me feel Judas? I pray for you. I ask God to save you from my thoughts. That in my mind, I killed you 1,000 times, as many times I died in the thought that you killed my son. And when he struck us, hell. I want to see your mother breathe the day of your anniversary. To witness her tears water flow with your grandson. I never knew that I could love another soul so much that my soul is becoming open casket displaying the remains of my son's best smile. While trying to keep this dead, I feel alive. While convincing the world to air you breathe is okay with me. While I'm waiting to his helpless pain. How did you feel to see my torn soul take his last breath? Did it bring you joy like the day I saw him take his birth? He was no angel, but he was my angel. And you had no right to thank God. You stole his smile from me. It was my heaven. Do you know? I couldn't recognize his face after your breath and found his beauty. I hope I identified the wrong body, but his tattoo screamed my name. His hair that I grew with my own hands reached out to the familiar. And I whispered in his ear that I loved him. And his life is right forever born in my brain. Do you know how powerful that image is that the death of a child ain't no easy kind of pain to get over? And unforgiveness is the medicine that kills makes stick of death and much harder to swallow. Forgiveness, I keep trying to get it out and it hurts that my baby is gone and not even her. But it's time that I forgave you, not for you, but for me to be at peace, so I can allow my son to rest in peace. Judas, I'm giving your conscious the permission to rest in peace.
He scored for Lost Voices was a 27.9.
Let's go.
Candace, what say you about that? From low to high, we have an 8.8.
Yeah.
Then we have a 9.2. Then we have a 9.8.
Okay. That's what's up.
And we got the X. Verbal slap. We can send it up.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, y'all clap. Oh, y'all not clap. Let's go, poet.
I am a wilderness survival expert. I teach people how to withstand the harshest conditions while trusting their instincts. So when encountering bears, following instructions may save your life. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. And if it's white, say goodnight. In my neck of the hood, I have encountered many bears, except I was taught, don't fight back. No one will come if you scream for help. Yell fire instead. You do remember what Smokey the Bear said. Only you can prevent misogyny. I mean, forest fires and society where the girl's body be an inferno, hot and fast, legs spread before she is even old enough to put out. When I say I'm a wilderness survival expert, what I mean is I live in a concrete jungle. So I teach women how to extinguish wildfires without stifling their own flame. Because a smoke signal is a dead giveaway. And the SOS can save our souls when it's our bodies that are on the line. I was taught not to lay down, not even in fetal position. Only a predator can smell fear and mistake it as an invitation. Where there's smoke, there's mirrors. And how could man recognize his own reflection when he think he more alpha wolf than polar bear? Side note, the man who coined the term alpha in relation to wolf behavior later clarified those were observed and displayed in captive, traumatized wolves. So if a man calls himself an alpha, I agree. And when someone asks me to name a beer, my response is, what's the difference? Like men, bears depend completely on their mothers for survival. So when I say I'm a wilderness survival expert, what I mean is I'm a normal bears. I advise my daughter to travel in packs. Read all facts, I mean signs. Don't wear headphones, remain alert at all times. Be prepared and react accordingly. One false fire, I mean move can cost your life. Keep your distance. 50 to 100 feet is recommended. Remember, bear spray has a longer range than mace with barking orders. Won't restrain a beast from stalking its prey. And if all else fails, make yourself seem bigger. It triggers their inferiority complex.
Let's go.
My son said the question is missing context. Told me only creeps view women as a conquest. I asked him, how can I tell the difference when an apex is just a super predator without a conscience? Boys will be animals. I mean, boys, right? The first man to mistake my body for bait, made a carcass out of my consent, left me to rot, but I'd be more revenant than roadkill. I learned the quickest way to rock a threat to sleep is to teach him a Smith and lesson now. Always exercise my right to bear arms because safe men seem almost mythical. Bears more like mystical. You can even hear the warning when you make it cool. You listen close, it sounds like, watch yourself. So a woman praying for a bear. So when I say I'm a wilderness survival expert, what I mean is, the next time you catch me in your neck of the woods, fighting off unwanted advances and it's looking grisly, help the bear.
Score for say what is a 27.8. The score for say what is a 27.8. Okay, all right, judges, what say you about that?
You're right.
They said it, huh? From Rhode Island, we have 9.5. I don't know how y'all feel. We got a 9.8. And then we got a 9.9. Let's go. Will you step it up?
Jordan.
Woo!
Good work, boy.
In response to constantly being asked for a funny punch, here's the joke. The guy's driving down the highway 20 miles over the speed, right? He gets caught by a state trooper. Now the trooper says, well, son, I've been waiting for you all day. The guy responds, well, officer, I got here as quick as I could. You like that one? It's not mine. I learned it strictly for this poem. Not funny on purpose. I say things, you won't laugh, but I understand the difference between a comedian and a joker. Here's a joke from the joker. There are two guys escaping the cycle, right? They make it to the roof. They're trying to get across to the other roof to freedom, and one guy gets an idea. He says, I got this flashlight, right? If I shine the light across, you'll be able to actually walk on your beam to safety. And the other guy's like, are you crazy or something? You just turn the light off when I get halfway? I still don't get that one. I heard it while I was in the psych ward, though. My roommate told it to me in between trying to scrape the white off the paint, and we learned to laugh about the things we feel are true. So I just chuckle out of, I really wish it would have worked the first time, you know, like who don't know how to kill themselves. My first poem was a suicide note. I assume it'd be my last. That's not funny. Here's a joke. My first attempt ended because the belt broke. If you want to make God laugh, show him your plan. If he can show you a broken buckle in the church, shouldn't be a joyful one. Except now, I just get really sad anytime I gotta go put pants on. Here's a joke. Do a poem about how I'm afraid of my own hands. about how I don't just want to die. I want to not be alive to begin with. And the poet says, well, damn, can I get at least one funny poem tonight? Joke me. This is only for entertainment. Everybody wants to feel good. He thinks I'm excluding myself from that. Or rather than turn my funeral into a laugh factory. My cremation into a roast. Here's the truth. My teacher showed me motion. Thinking it would help me express myself. Didn't know I was so unhappy. Rather than stay quietly, eating my own tail, than screaming about the blood in my mouth. Here's the joke. I put the blood there. Here's the joke. I'm an introvert, but I'm terrified of being alone. Here's the joke. How many thought poems to the Texas school in the light bulb? None. The bulb is fine. It's the slate you gotta worry about. Lately, death has been a patient trooper. The stage, a light bulb tightrope, a poem, a broken book.
Score for verbal slap is a 29.2. All right, let's say you about that poem.
Right.
Then we have 9.7. All right, that rounds out our third round. We are going to send up Indy now. Keep that applause going. Keep that applause going for Kimberly Arrington.
If Jesus walked the earth today, would we kill him all over again? Would we accuse him of promoting sin? I mean, he did roll with whores and thieves, had thoughts touch him on his feet, with his hair like wool and brass, the color of his skin. Would we say that he fit the description? If Jesus walked the earth today, would we treat him like a criminal? And the All Points Bulletin says authorities are looking for gang leader Jesus Christ and his 12 disciples accused of promoting drunkenness, feeding children in unsanitary conditions, raising the dead, and healing the sick without permission. It's funny how they say the whole book is based on love, but I felt more hatred in church than the word allows. It's funny how the Bible says in Christ there's no male and female, but all things harass me about worshiping and dance. It's so funny how the whole world was destroyed because of the knowledge of good and evil. But in every Sunday, churches all over the USA, church folks gossiping and preachers preaching about who's good and who's evil. So funny how so funny how the people who have been good to me and helped me don't even believe. But the people who say they believe are better villains than Pennywise or Hannibal. They're going to ask me if I know Jesus is the hero. Remember, Jesus was murdered by church folks. If Jesus walked the earth today, would you love him with all his flaws? Because remember, he said no one is good, no one but God, and sin lives in us all. If Jesus walked the earth today, would you judge him for who he loved and what he wore? Would you judge him because he looked poor and follow him saying, may I help you, may I help you, may I help you, all around your store? And when he rang your bell to preach the gospel, would you shoot him through the door?
Can we just love each other unconditionally without serving up shame? Can we feed the hungry, help the homeless, and stop all of the pain? Can we roll away the stone and save our brothers, sisters from the grave, or will we continue to worship at the altar of hatred with the wicked, whom the evil one sent in God's name?
All right. This score for Slam Sharp is a 28.0. All right, judges, what say you? All right, from low to high, we have 8.5. Then we got an 8.8. Then we got a 9.6. Now, starting off our final round. Say what? Who you sending up?
Edge of Tomorrow is my shit. I am not a Tom Cruise fan, but that movie is awesome. It's just something about that movie where he was a soldier, gaining the ability to reset the day by dying and it's entertaining. And yes, it is a concept of the movie I love, not the thought of Tom Cruise dying. Anyway, after watching this movie, you immediately notice a trend. Each time he dies, he does something different to change the outcome. Only nothing works. Until another soldier realizes no matter how many times they try, they just die. Looks in the camera and says, "Come find me when you wake up." Now, not to hate on Tom Cruise, because let's face it, that dude can really act. But I cannot watch this movie without wondering, what if his character and the director were black? I can see it now. Edge of Tomorrow, starring Jamie Foxx, directed by Spike Lee. You wouldn't just wake up to reset the day. You would sometimes wake up in a different state or a different age. Picture the scene. You'll be 17. Then stretch because you look way older, but don't worry. To some folks, we all look alike anyway. Especially if you put on a hoodie, you'll be hunted by an armed man hood watchman. Fight for your life, but then you lose. Hey! I was shopping. Finish up your perm. We need a speech. Protesters, back on the scene. Don't forget those t-shirts with the pictures and add in your catchphrase. And cut. Time to wake up. You'll still be 17, but bigger and stronger. Your attacker this time will be an officer. Raise hands. Drop to knees. No. No, don't shoot! Bang. Please ignore it. 6 shots in your troubles. I'll drop it. One more speech. Protesters, back on the scenes. This time, cue riots. They need something negative to talk about when it comes to us black folks. And cut. Time to wake up. This time, it'll be a grown man standing in front of a convenience store. Only convenience, he also look for easy targets. So be as non-threatening as possible when chokehold, stroke, look at the camera, scream, "I can't breathe!" Yes, that's gonna make a good t-shirt. I'll shock them. One more speech. Protesters, back on the scenes. And tell me, is it just me or is this starting to become an all too familiar scene? Usually when broken records play too many times, someone sees fit to change the track, but we let the beat play while we two-step to the tune of our music. Catchy mantras and sayings are good for t-shirts and quick bucks, while buck shots still get fired and church walls taking lives of black men and women. Today feels too much like yesterday, and I'm sick of the state of deja vu. I'm ready to do different to get different. Enough is enough. So come find me when you wake up.
The score for Kimberly Harrington was a 26.9.
Good job.
All right, from low to high, we have a 9.1.
Okay,
Then we got a 9.4.
all right.
Then we got a 9.8.
Okay, good job, Bout.
Next up, verbal slot. Who are you sending up?
All right, y'all.
Work, folks.
Let's go.
The do's and don'ts on how to write a group piece. I'm right. You right. Who line was that? Who wrote it? We did. When? Now.
So then why is it so hard to write?
Wait, we're wasting time. We need to start writing this group piece.
But man, we're doing a group piece, so it's kind of like
A group piece within a group piece. It's like a fourth wall break. It's like a fourth wall break. It's like a power. That's 256 walls. This is Inception. This is Vanilla Sky, the chocolate version. This is like the Matrix. Within the Matrix, we're two dudes playing two dudes, happen to be two dudes playing ourselves. The dudes are emerging. Yes, I'm better than one. Monitoring powers activated. Oh, that's funny. I want to put that in the phone. Chief, there's no INT, but there is a speed. Fuck! We find one to be right. Group pieces are hard as shit. The do's and don'ts on how to write a group piece. Scene 1, the actual group piece. Don't chase your dreams. They'll say you ran away and shoot you in your back. Don't stand your ground. They'll shoot you in the face. Run. Don't run. Speak up for yourself. Don't speak if used against you. If you use your words, they'll say you had a weapon. Don't know the law. They'll say you had a weapon. Don't judge. They do it for you. Isn't this how you write a black group piece? Don't commit crimes. You are one. Don't reach in your pockets. Don't have pockets. Don't put your hands up. Don't have hands. Don't drive to work if your tail light is busted. Don't drive. Don't wear black. Don't be black. Don't be brown. Don't have a tan. Is this how you write a racist group piece? Don't you find that ironic that dead bodies are covered in white sheets and jails with black bags? I guess what it takes for blacks and whites to work together. But don't have faith. Don't pray 5 times a day. They'll call it your drug. Now this sounds like a religious group piece. Don't have asthma. I can't breathe either. Don't sell anything. Don't buy anything. No candy, especially Skittles. The 64 rainbows. Call you a queer and shoot the Orlando out of you. Then they gonna get pray for you. We won't invite you to their church. Now this sounds like an LGBT group piece. Don't hashtag shit. It won't make a difference. Too many posts about death. Don't be forever holding apart. Don't have kids. Their lives won't matter. If you do, don't bring them to school or to church. They shooting folks. Don't have eyes or ears. You've seen and heard before. Color man slain. Color woman slain. Muslims blame. Can't we all just get along? Don't believe that shit. There's no cookouts in this poem. Groupies will sound like suicide, homicide, genocide, with more catastrophe, more atrocity. That's only one shot at you. Is this not traumatic enough for you? This time I got a group piece. Is that a bullet or a gun? This time I got a group piece. Is that a toy truck or a gun? Are you gonna die for this poem? I smell a gunpowder in the air. Hear the ammo being loaded. Now shoot. All you're gonna do is kill the poet.
Okay.
The score say what a 28.3. What say you about that? All right, from low to high, we have a 9.4.
Okay.
Then we got 9.6.
Uh-huh.
Then we got 9.7.
Okay.
Coming up next to the stage, Slam Charlotte. Who are you sending up?
Work hard.
Let's go.
I know.
Hey, bro, teach me something. Way to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots and profiteers, history buffs and hunters of hurt, welcome. Tonight we have for you the rares of treasure. Not gold or diamonds, but relics of the Republic. The first item is, well, a 20. This is no ordinary deal. It's a counterfeit. It's not enough to buy a man a meal, but it's just enough to cost him his work. George Floyd carried it in his pocket like fate. Had it folded against his chest when it became the drumbeat for a movement. Let's get the bidding started at $1,000. That's a bargain for a bill that's soaked in silence, surrounded by needs going once, twice, sold, next up. A cell phone. But it's the last witness. A mirror with a memory. Sandra Bland's film fear. Don't you want to own that moment? You can almost hear the seatbelt click. You can almost smell the straws of what did I do wrong. Let's say $2,000 for a black woman's gaze. That's too steady for America to stomach going once, twice, so next. The moment you've all been waiting for. The crown jewel. The conversation starter. The headline maker. One, Kel-Tec PF9 semi-automatic, fully American. This gun doesn't shoot, it decides. It ended a neighborhood dispute before the boy could even say I live here.
Come
It
on.
comes with a beautiful black skin and Sandra Brown. Comes fully endorsed by a humdrum. Skittles are not included, but you can smell that everyone can see if you breathe. And slow, the hoodie was lost to evidence. The boy was lost to everything. Let's get the bidding started at 10,000. Do I hear 12, 13, 14, 15? This is gonna move fast, people. A young buck's life is a rare find. Right now, the imagination. 40, 50, 65 going once, 75 going twice, 80 now. It's a small price to pay for collective amnesia, don't you think? 110, 130, 140, 150, no child. How the auction block always up with inflation. 190, 200, this $200,000. This is not a sale. It's a bidding war for you now. A fight for how much grief we're willing to stomach. 210, 220, 240, $250,000 sold to the gentleman in the red. About the edition of the legend of American miracles. Play it proud. The gun that turned the boy into a hashtag.
Wow.
Put it on your man. Between the Confederate keepsakes and your back the blue bumper sticker, it comes in the original piece.
Wow.
The original headlines. The sweet aroma of you shouldn't have even been there. It comes with no fingerprints and no guilt. Just the clean hum of American justice doing what it's always done. The final item today, ladies and gentlemen. It comes from Tulsa's silent fire auction.
Wow.
A sports shop sign from Black Wall Street.
Wow.
No plaque, no museums, only what we can find left buried underneath the ash. Let's get the bidding started at, well, the original owners won't be needed, $5,000.
Wow.
Oh, don't all get quiet. Isn't this the best kind of history? Burned down, boxed up, fun to peek at, and not remember.
Come on. Let's go. Yes. Come on. Good shit. Good shit. Come on. You're right. You're right, judges. Don't fuck it up.
Verbal slap. Was it 28.7?
Good job. Clap.
All right, let's take you.
Okay. That's exactly correct.
Hey, bro, hold on. We have 9.2.
No!
We have 9.7.
Okay.
We have 9.8.
There we go.
The last poet of the night. Lost voices. Who you standing up?
All right. I'm gonna call you Mr. Corman because your mama called you Mr. Corman.
Say that. Say that. Man, say that shit.
So listen, I used to love to watch pro wrestling when I was a kid because that shit was so dope. I remember me and my homies imitating moves and jumping off furniture like it was the top rope. And I know they told us to never try those moves at home, but I mean, what kid didn't want to be in the WWF or the WWE? I mean, who in the hell didn't want to smell what The Rock is cooking? In my house, wrestling was always in demand, but we ain't never buy the pay-per-views because my mama said, hell no. But when it came time for SmackDown, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a little Negro, Eddie Guerrero. Ain't never been to San Diego, but I'm repping the West Coast like I'm Ray Mysterio because I'm from the 336. But I'm at the crib yelling 619. Wrestling was on, I wasn't hard to find. And even though it was action-packed, wrestling would ease my mind. Now, people would always try to tell me, don't you know that wrestling is fake? But I ain't giving that. Because for me, wrestling was more than entertainment. Wrestling provided an escape until the day wrestling became the mandatory minimum sentencing that would incarcerate my innocence. Wrestling used to be my breath of fresh air before it started to pollute my happiness and change the climate of my life. And I slowly stopped being receptive of the positive feelings that wrestling would induce when I began to suffer sexual abuse at the hands of an older girl who used wrestling as an excuse to touch me. I wasn't outspoken as a child, and she took advantage of nearly every situation using clever tactics of manipulation to her advantage. She would slip the pants off of my adolescent frame and make me promise to never say a thing. And if anyone ever asked what we were doing, to just say we were playing wrestling. So wrestling no longer means the same to me. Wrestling used to bring wealth to my soul. Now it leaves my spirit swimming in poverty. I no longer watch the WWE, but I find myself wrestling every day. Wrestling the pain and anxiety that I figure will go away on its own. Wrestling my confusion about what real love is. Wrestling the fear of who I trust to babysit. Now that I have my own kid, I wrestle thoughts and days that go from delightful to disturbing. And I've always wrestled these stars solo because I never wanted others to know or carry my burdens. I turned into Triple H because I harbored hurt, hate, and heartache. Or I could have been Black Shawn Michaels since I was the heartbroken kid. Always feeling confusion and quick to become disillusioned by the potential of affection. Because whether I was at school or home, every location became an arena since no one could see the real me. So I was something like John Cena. I had to camouflage the guilt and the pain. I was wild tripping into these problems. I wrestled so much shame because I always wanted to be like Dwayne Johnson. But instead of being the Rock, I only hit rock bottom. And the more I think about it, I get angrier and angrier. For the longest time, I never had a firm grasp on my emotions. So every day I'd WrestleMania and I wrestled with thoughts and urges with me on my own. I needed someone to save me from her clutches. I was the only one I could depend on.
These boys was 28.7. Class, all right?
Yeah.
All right, that's been the last time. Let's say about that home. Okay, from low to high for the last time, y'all. We have a 9.6. Another 9.6.
Okay.
And then we got a 9.9. Clap it up for everybody. Shout out to everybody in this room. We'll get the score together. Make sure we get everybody and every team member to come sign for your phone. When I'm come back, tell you all.
They'll be heavy. Okay.
All right. Y'all want number one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Y'all know one?
You're
All right. So in fourth place. One second. Sorry. We don't know our rights. That's a trip about time. So in fourth place with the score 110.2. Clap it up for Say What? In third place with the score of 111.6. Clap it up for Slam Charlotte. In second place with the score of 112.6. Clap it up for Lost Voices. In first place, winning the first bout of Southern Pride with a score of 114. Verbal Slash. Judges, you guys were amazing tonight. Audience, you guys were also amazing.
What about the Indies?
Judges, I take it back. I'll give it back. The other white boy with the Indies on it. Okay. In fourth place, for a score of 26.9, we have Kimberly Arlington. In third place, with the score of 27 even, we have Ricky K. First and second place separated by 0.3 now, 0.3. In second place, with the score of 28.2, we have Peter Bowen. In third place, with a score of 28.5. And a round of applause for Derek. Thank you, judges. I give it back now. Thank you, judges. Thank you, audience. Thank you all. Forward. Don't forget to sign over here.
The judges are staying for the next one.
Are they staying for the next one? I'm sure they're gonna set the. Okay. 200 each. 200 each. Yes.
All right, so we need everyone, somebody from the team to come and fill out the paperwork here, please.